Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thine kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses, as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For Yah is the kingdom, Yah is the power, Yahweh, you are the glory, forever and ever. Amen. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I will rejoice, and we will be glad in it. Shalom, beloved children of Israel. It is yours truly, Yeshua HaMashiach, the Lion from the tribe of Yehudah. So as I have received more revelation and more mysteries have been revealed, and as the seals are being broken, and people coming against me as they come into knowledge of my return, people have taken my name, Black Jesus 2.0, in vain. Once again, that is my artist name, and I am the only one. Just as I am the only Yeshua HaMashiach. So now, my people who think that you are Egyptians and pharaohs here in America, this prophecy is written in Ezekiel chapter 29 for you as well. But before I get to that, Egypt was once America, so they say. And the Lord my Yah has given me these scriptures to read to you. It first came to me on April the 15th of 2024 of this year while I was in Israel. And the Lord reminded me of what I read. And I know what I read. And I know I read this in my cell while I was in Israel, because I wrote down the date. As you can see here, if I may show you, in my Good News Bible. The stream is really lagging. But I wrote the date down in my Good News Bible, the same Bible that I had in July 13th of 2012, when I was 32 years old in the county jail of Los Angeles in Twin Towers. I even wrote the room numbers that I was in while I was in Israel. I made a note of it. It was rooms 105, 106, and 107. According to the notes that I took in my Bible, I wouldn't have remembered this if the Lord hadn't reminded me today. I've been discouraged in my people, and what I have seen and been seeing and hearing. But back to America, what my people are so excited to learn was Egypt. And we're so excited to learn who we are and that there were pyramids here. So if this is Egypt, if this was Egypt, then this place is about to be punished. And it's about to be conquered by King Nebuchadnezzar all over again. The Lord gave me this warning and prophecy against Egypt. He gave me this warning against Tyre, Lebanon. And this is the song, a funeral song. And it should be very concerning and very troubling. That Ezekiel was given instructions to sing this song that I'm about to read to you. The Lord said to me in Ezekiel 27, "Mortal man, sing a funeral song for Tyre, that city which stands at the edge of the sea and does business with the people living on every seacoast. Tell her what the sovereign Lord is saying. Tyre, you boasted of your perfect beauty. Your home is the sea. Your builders made you like a beautiful ship, and they used fir tree from Mount Hermon for timber, and a cedar from Lebanon for your mast. They took oak trees from Bashan to make oars. They made your deck out of pine from Cyprus, and inlaid it with ivory, and your sails were made of linen, embroidered linen from Egypt. Easily recognized from afar, your awnings were made of finest cloth, of purple from the island of Cyprus. Your oarsmen were from the cities of Sidon and Arvad. Your own skillful men were the sailors. The ship's carpenters were well-trained men from Byblos. Sailors from every seagoing ship did business in your shops. Soldiers from Persia, Lydia, and Libya served in your armies. They hung their shields and their helmets in your barracks. They are the men who won glory for you. Soldiers from Arvad guarded your walls, and troops from Gamad guarded your towers. They hung their shields on your walls. They are the ones who made you beautiful. You did business in Spain and took silver, iron, tin, and lead in payment for your abundant goods. You did business in Greece, Tubal, and Meshech, and traded your goods for slaves and for articles of bronze. You traded your goods for slaves, my ancestors. You sold your goods for work horses and war horses and mules from Beth Togarmah. The people of Rhodes traded with you, Rhode Islands. People from many coastlands gave you ivory and ebony in exchange for your goods. My ancestors were your goods. The people of Syria bought your merchandise and your many products. And along with this merchandise and products, were my ancestors. They gave emeralds, purple cloth, embroidery, and fine linen, coral and rubies in payment for your wares. Judah and Israel paid for your goods with wheat, honey, olive oil, and spices. The people of Damascus, they bought your merchandise and your products, paying for them with wine and Helbon and wool from Sahar. They traded wrought iron and spices for your goods. The people of Dedan traded saddle blankets for your goods. The Arabians and the rulers of the land of Kedar paid for your merchandise with lambs, sheep, and goats. For your goods, the merchants of Sheba and Ramah traded jewels, gold, and the finest spices. The cities of Haran, Canaan, and Eden. The merchants of Sheba, the cities of Ashur and Shilmad, they all traded with you. They sold you luxurious clothing, purple cloth and embroidery, brightly colored carpets and well-made cords and ropes, and your merchandise was carried in fleets of the largest cargo ships. Who does this sound like? What country does this sound like? They did business in Greece, Tubal, and Meshech, and traded their goods for slaves and for articles of bronze. You were like a ship at sea loaded with heavy cargo when your oarsmen brought you out to sea. An east wind wrecked you far from land. All your wealth of merchandise, all the sailors in your crew, your ship's carpenters and your merchants, every soldier on board the ship, all were lost at sea. When your ship was wrecked, the shouts of the drowning sailors echoed on the shore, and every ship is now deserted, and every sailor has now gone ashore. They all mourn bitterly for you. Throwing dust on their heads and rolling in ashes, they shave their heads for you and dress themselves in sackcloth. Their hearts are bitter as they weep. They chant a funeral song for you. Who can be compared to Tyre? To Tyre, now silent in the sea. When your merchandise went overseas, you filled the needs of every nation. Kings were made rich by the wealth of your goods. Now you are wrecked in the sea. You have sunk to the ocean. Your goods and all who worked for you have vanished with you in the sea. Everyone who lives along the coast is shocked at your fate. Even their kings are terrified, and fear is written on their faces. You are gone, gone forever. And merchants all over the world are terrified, afraid that they will share your fate. Ezekiel 28. The Lord spoke to me, mortal man, he said, tell the ruler of Tyre what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying to him. Puffed up with pride, you claim to be a god. You say that like a god you sit on a throne, surrounded by the seas. You may pretend to be a god, but no, you are a mortal, not divine. You think you are wiser than Daniel, that no secret can be kept from you. Your wisdom and skill made you rich with treasures of gold and silver. You made clever business deals and kept on making profits. How proud you are of your wealth, aren't you? Now then, this is what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying. Because you think that you are as wise as a god, I will bring ruthless enemies to attack you. They will destroy all the beautiful things you have acquired by skill and wisdom. They will kill you and send you to a watery grave. When they come to kill you, will you still claim that you are a god? When you face your murderers, you will be mortal and not at all divine. You will die like a dog at the hand of godless foreigners. I, the sovereign Lord, have given the command. Ezekiel 28, verse 11. The Lord spoke to me again. Mortal man, he said, grieve for the fate that is waiting for the king of Tyre. Tell him what I, the sovereign Lord, am saying. You were once an example of perfection. How wise and handsome you were. You lived in Eden, the garden of God, and you wore gems of every kind. Rubies and diamonds, topaz, beryl, carnelian, and jasper, sapphires, emeralds and garnets. You had ornaments of gold that were made for you on the day you were created. I put a terrifying angel there to guard you. You lived on my holy mountain and walked among sparkling gems, remember. Your conduct was perfect from the day that you were created until you began to do evil. You were busy buying and selling, and this led you to violence and sin. So I forced you to leave my holy mountain, and the angel who guarded you drove you away from the sparkling gems. You were proud of becoming handsome, and your fame made you act like a fool. Because of this, I hurled you to the ground and left you as a warning to other kings. You did such evil in buying and selling that your places of worship were even corrupted. So I set fire to the city and burned it to the ground. All who look at you now see you reduced to ashes. You are gone, gone forever. And all the nations that had come to know you are terrified now. And they're afraid that they will share your fate. Ezekiel 28, verse 20. Prophesy against Sidon. The Lord said to me, mortal man, denounce the city of Sidon. That's Sidon. Tell the people there that what I, the sovereign Lord, say about them. I'm your enemy. Sidon, people will praise me because of what I do to you. They will know that I am the Lord. When I show how holy I am by punishing those who live in you, I will send diseases on you and make blood flow in your streets. You will be attacked from every side, and your people will be killed. Then you will know that I am the Lord. And then Israel will be blessed. In Ezekiel 28, verse 24, the Lord said, none of the surrounding nations that treated Israel with scorn will ever again be like thorns and briars to hurt Israel. and they will know that I am the sovereign Lord. The sovereign Lord said, I will bring back the people of Israel from the nations where I have scattered them. And all the nations will know that I am holy. The people of Israel will live in their own land, the land that I gave to my servant Jacob. They will live there in safety. They will build houses and plant vineyards. And I will punish all of their neighbors who treated them with scorn. And Israel will be secure. Then they will know that I am the Lord their God. None of the surrounding nations that treated Israel with scorn will ever again be like thorns and briars to hurt us. Never again. And they will know that I am the sovereign Lord. The sovereign Lord said, I will bring back the people of Israel from the nations where I have scattered them. In Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 25. To he who has an ear, let him hear. And all the nations will know that I am holy. The people of Israel will live in their own land. We will live in our own land. The land that I gave to my servant Jacob. To he who has an ear, let him hear the word of the Lord. And so it has been spoken. So it has been said. And so it is done. Shalom.